Hi everybody, my name's Brenda and welcome to TangleBreak. I created TangleBreak to take a break from my day to relax and draw. So thank you for joining me, and I hope that TangleBreak will give you a relaxing break from your day too. I felt like today's relaxation, I wanted to do some spirals. So we're going to do this tile using the Fragment F24 and doing the spirals over and over, repeating the pattern is just very relaxing. And we're going to add a highlight to it or an enhancement called a sparkle. And you see that in the top left-hand corner of each box. We'll be using the 8 basic steps of the Zentangle Method. Step number 1 is gratitude and appreciation. I'm thankful for the time that we're able to take a break from our day to relax and draw. And the supplies that we're going to use today are a black Micron 08 pen, a pencil, a Tortillon, and a 3.5-inch white Zentangle tile. So take a deep breath to relax and let's get started. So grab your tile and your black pen, and the second step is the corner dots. The third step is the border. Just connect the dots. And this just helps you get started. It's no longer a blank tile. Step 4 is the string, and since we're doing fragments, we're going to make a grid. And it's pretty easy to make. So all you do is go to the center of the square, and we're going to divide it in half. And then divide each side into halves. And don't worry about it being perfectly straight. It will all work out in the end. Then turn your tile, and we're going to do the same thing in this direction. Divide the square in half, and then each side in halves again. And this is your grid. I was just in a mood to just really mindfully relax, so spirals are always helpful. So put a dot in the middle, and then we're going to go around and stop at the 11 o'clock and just raise your pen and put it back down. Come around, raise your pen, put it back down, and we're going to spiral. Raise your pen at the 11 o'clock and come back around. And this is just making an enhancement called a sparkle. And it'll look like a highlight or how the light is shining on that one little area. And that's it. So now we're going to go to each box, put in a dot, and then start your spiral, just raising your pen at 11 o'clock and then putting it back down. And just going round and round and relax. And then we'll shade it, and it's just a really nice relaxing tile. And we're just going to keep it at the sparkle at 11 o'clock. And you're drawing as if it's, you can see where it goes underneath the box. So stop at 11, coming around, keep coming around. And you can make the lines as close or as far apart as you want, whatever feels good. See right here, it's going to start going underneath, and just picture where it comes out. And in the corner, it's underneath. And that's it. So just enjoy the rhythm of the spiral all the way down. And I'm just going to make the sparkle there just a little bit narrower, and you can always adjust it. Okay, just move on to the next row. And then at the end, we're going to add a little bit more inking in, and then we'll shade it, and it just makes a really pretty piece of art. Okay, now for the last row. I hope this is helping you to relax as much as it is helping me to relax. Okay, now for the last square here. All right. And the sparkle, I think, was a nice enhancement, and it really wasn't that hard to do. So now go back into the center of each of these spirals and just make the dot, the starting dot, a little more prominent. Just making it a little bit bigger so it catches your attention. I think that looks better. And so now go to the inside corners, and we're just going to ink it in just to make the spirals just look a little bit separated here. So I'm just going to go into each of the little crevices here and put in a little diamond, and I'll do it on the edges also. It just gives it a little more depth. So even on the sides here, I have a little diamond, and across the top, and I think it just helps the spirals to stand out a little bit from each other. Okay, just a little bit more on the edges here. And one more row going across, and then we'll do it across the bottom. Okay, I liked how that inked in. So now grab your pencil, and we're going to do step 6 to shade. And the shading is going to be fairly easy here. We're just going to go around the edges of the spiral. And then we're going to go back and do the very center. So go around the edges of the spirals, and then we'll spread it with the Tortillon. And also doing the center, just a center little circle there. I'm going to go back and do those other ones a little bit darker. I think I want a little bit darker around the edges to separate them, to separate the spirals. And I'm going a little bit over the end of the sparkle, but not much. Just at the very edge, where it looks like it would be going down by the spiral. Okay, and I continuing to put it on a little thick, a little dark, and we'll spread it out. Now let's put a little more up here. We'll make it a little bit darker. When my eye glanced up, I'm like, oh, let's get that before we continue. This tile is just a very basic, just fun little spiral relaxation time with a little sparkle. So now grab your Tortillon and we're going to go back and just smooth out all the shadows here. Get rid of the pencil lines. I'm just going to go around and do the centers with my circular motion that you know I love. And then let's go around the edges. And look how that makes it, just smooth it out and just makes it look nicer. And I like the shade of gray that we are getting on these. I think that looks nice. You can almost see movement in them. The spirals and the sparkle. Okay, we're almost finished here. And I like the way the spirals turned out. Okay, now it's time for step 7, initial and sign. So grab your pen and decide where you want to put yours. I always like to put mine down here at this time. I might change sometime. And then sign your artwork. And this is TangleBreak 2026. And this is Fragment F24. And then step 8 is appreciate again. And I can look at this in any direction. And for me, spirals are very relaxing. Just that rhythmic flow of your pen. And I hope that you enjoyed our break today. And I will see you next time on TangleBreak. Bye for now.